Morning, my loves. Happy Friday. Tim in the office, Tim in the woods. Friday Ascension update. And whilst I'm learning to do this whole YouTube thing properly, I'd like to invite you all to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and press that little jingly notification bell so that you'll know when I've uploaded or there's something online that is of interest to you, hopefully. And this is my pre-record. As many of you will be aware, the first of the Wednesday Ascension Group Support events went out on Wednesday morning, and I uploaded a video last night, just a brief one to YouTube, saying there's been some slight changes in that. So if you haven't seen that update, you will probably have noticed that your old subscription has been cancelled and you will be required to do a new one, but it will be at a lower price. So apologies for that. Just a bit of teething and getting used to how it all works. But this is something that I know how to do, that I've been doing for a long time. 5 years now, 5 years of updates in the woods. And oh, how the energy has changed. What's beautiful is sometimes going back through them and looking at what the office looks like at certain times of year. There's even been times where I've been sat down here and I've had to move due to concerted midge attack. And I can see you, by the way, you little turd flying around my head. So we'll see how long that lasts. Anyway, I want to talk today about a general theme that's been running through my head continuously, about the coming together, about how we deal with what we're going through. So this is a little bit about what I covered in the private group on Wednesday morning, is the intensity of what we are experiencing and what we're going through at the moment. That's not going anywhere. Okay, we are now committed to the next phase of the ascension process. The way in which it rolls out, and every day, every single day that we're on this planet, the frequency intensifies. Almost unbelievably, today is the 4/4 portal, the 4th of April. Now, I used to ask myself, what was it that made these events or these days special? It's another day in the calendar. It's a rotation. It's movement of the planets in relation to the Earth and the Sun. You know, what makes a 4/4 portal? What makes a 4th of April a portal day? What brings that special energy in? What allows us to experience a heightened sense of energetics, maybe urgency to complete projects or tasks that we're doing, or maybe even the pull to step back completely from these energies in that fields? The answer that came through to me was, we are the ones that make these days special. We are the ones that have created the focus and the intent. So now when we have a day or a date like the 3rd of March or the 4th of April or the 5th of May, which is around Wesak, our focus, our intent, our belief, our enthusiasm for what we do is what brings the energies in. Okay, so we are highly recognizable via our light signature. Okay, you might think that you wander the streets or the towns or the countryside or wherever you roam during your day, thinking that you're occupying this human body, and that what will differentiate you from the others is maybe how you have your hair or the clothes that you wear, but you are seen via the higher realms, when they are indeed looking at us, by the quality of your light signature. And many of us are now holding a light signature that is exponentially higher, brighter, and more glorious than you could ever possibly imagine. That's happened by the work that we've done, the things that we've gone through, and the tests, the initiations, the gateways, all of these experiences that have brought us to the now moment, and also the levels of our personal power. Our personal power is something that we're only just beginning to sort of scratch the surface of realizing how in control of our experience, our ride, we truly are. And that really goes without saying on days like today, the 4th of April, the 4/4 portal, because it wouldn't be a portal day without us. Basically, it's all of us coming together with a sense of expectation, a high level of expectation, and a sense of purpose. So we are expecting on this day for the energies to be higher than normal, aren't we? It's a portal day. It's numerologically sacred. 4/4 or 444 to me, it signals an Atlantean gateway. 3/3 or 333 is Christ consciousness energy. 2/2 master builder. The list goes on. I'm not going to go through a numerology tuition here. Everybody's got slightly different ideas of what the numbers mean anyway, but 4/4 to me has always been my number. It's the Atlantean gateway. It's the number that I used to see continuously when the universe was trying to get my slightly awakening adult brain to notice synchronicities and pay attention to the important things on my pathway. So we expect special things on a day like today, and indeed we shall, upon that expectation, that collective intention, receive more than we would normally, because we've put that call out. We've created these days where the higher realms are in alignment with what we would regard as our earthly calendar, the days and the cycles and the experiences that we have, because they piggyback our happenings, our gatherings, our focus, the way we work with our crystals. And they use these opportunities to bring extra light in, to do foundation work, to move through periods of, move through areas of density at a much greater rate. And there is so much for us to be navigating at the moment. You might be listening to this and thinking, well, I'm having the day off, like it might be a 4/4 portal for everybody else, but I'm stepping out. I'm going to go and sit in the sun. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to put my bare feet on the grass, and I'm just going to absorb all that beautiful energy coming in. You might be totally done with spiritual dates. You might be absolutely to the top with all of these energies and the changes that are going on. And if that's the case for you at the moment, then that is exactly what you need to be doing. However today works for you, that's what you should be doing. However you are feeling guided at this moment in time, move with that flow of energy, move with that opportunity. And I just want to kind of just backtrack a couple of days to the Wednesday morning when I was sat down here, doing the first of the Wednesday Ascension Group Support, because my YouTube wouldn't work. I've got very used to, over the years, pre-recording as I'm doing now. And the most stressful thing that might have occurred is the fact that I couldn't upload to YouTube because my internet was rubbish, or that Facebook was playing up, or, first world problems that really aren't that much of an issue. That you can always navigate around them. There's always some way to solve or overcome the issue. It just takes a little bit of logical thinking. Well, Wednesday saw a brief and temporary respite in my kind of logic, because I was sat here and YouTube would not live stream. It just would not cooperate. And I was on the phone to Tom Wizard, my amazing tech guy, and he was saying this exactly same thing happened to Diana Cooper the other day. If you go live to YouTube, it just kind of, all you do is you see the never-ending rotating circle of doom, which means you're not going to connect. While all of you beautiful souls that joined were there in the chat being so loving and so patient. Thank you all for that. Not one person was expressing distress about being kept waiting, and I really appreciated that. Really appreciated it. Thank you. So we then decided, after nearly 40 minutes of technical hitches, to go through Zoom. So that's what we'll be doing from now on a Wednesday morning. When I join live from here or from wherever I am, I'll be streaming from Zoom to that group. And that was just an indication of the energies at the moment. How I was watching how I reacted under pressure, the discomfort that I felt, the fact that I was ready and wanting to express the information that I had coming through. And the information that was coming through to me at that moment in time was how important we all are to each other at the moment. Whether it is I think absolutely, if you do like almost like a pyramid list of connection priorities, the absolute tip of the pyramid would be in-person connections. How important that physicality between each of us actually is. And I know for a fact that so many light workers, so many of you over the years have felt completely isolated. You might have woken up in the middle of your everyday life, your family, your friend group, your marriage, your partnership, your whatever it is that constructed the comfort or discomfort, as may be, of your reality, and all of a sudden you change, you wake up, you start speaking differently, you start acting differently, you might even dress in different clothes and change your diet completely. But the most important thing is your energy signature would change. Okay, it would almost like be changing your house from using electricity to gas. That's how different your energy is when you wake up, when you go through the awakening process. And although in many cases, not all, many cases, you won't actually physically change, your energy is unrecognizable to those around you. And that is where things start to unravel initially. You know, almost a decade later, a decade after all of this really began to heat up, the kind of the dissolving of the old support networks, I've begun to see like families or partnerships or friendships reforming, as the people that are initially moved away suddenly have gone through their own awakening process. And it was such a beautiful piece of confirmation to me that at some point we all get the opportunity, and those that are meant to catch up will catch up. But most importantly at the moment is the connection between each of us on a physical level, meeting in person, having that heart-to-heart connectivity, actually being able to sit and look in somebody else's eyes and express what you're experiencing, what you're going through. And it's so important to be heard, okay? Whatever you're working through, whatever you're going through, to be heard, for somebody to actually acknowledge that they understand you on all levels. So that to me is something that it's so ingrained in our sense of community, this newfound reignited sense of community between us, it's almost like a primary instinct for us to be seeking each other out, seeking our soul brothers and our sisters, And for those of you that are tuning in that have already been blessed with that connection, you will know what I am talking about. And the second is joining in, you know, like if you haven't got that opportunity, say you live somewhere that's far away from others, or you might be in a town or a community or a city where you don't really know anybody else and you haven't you haven't made these connections yet, then you will automatically be able to benefit from the groups that are online. And this again has been an incredible support. This is how we all stayed afloat in 2020. I saw so much coming together, so many connections being made in 2020 onwards. I mean, the idea was to get everybody separated and fearful and in their own homes, and all of a sudden there was this incredible, it was just an explosion of light networks all over the world. You know, people in the UK finding their soul family in Australia. I mean, you might never meet, or you might do. And I've seen evidence also of people that are actually going out now, and I've heard these stories personally in my events, where those that have made these connections are actually traveling around physically in person, meeting the lovely souls that they've connected with online and formed these incredible connections, these friendships with. We are all going to be seeking each other out, okay, whether it's energetically, whether it's in person, whether it's online, whether it's via a social media community. All of these things have great value, all of these things have importance, but none more so than the physical connection. So if you're listening to this, and this is, as I said on Wednesday, begin to seek your group out, begin to seek your tribe. If you don't know how to do this, and it all sounds a little bit kind of insurmountable, set your intention, okay? Set your intention to make these connections. Ask your navel chakra and your sacral chakra, the two chakras that govern the community that we're going to be building, or we are in the process of building together, and the sacral, of course, which governs your interpersonal relationships. Start to work with whatever might be kind of like maybe blocked within those areas, or you might be working through something, and begin to call these people to you, okay? Begin to start reaching out, make the connections. If you are in a position of responsibility, say you are a teacher, doesn't matter what kind of platform you're using for this or how big your audience is, at some point someone has to heal the healers, okay? You always have somebody, or begin to look into having somebody who you can go to when your energy might be, say, rock bottom. You can't pour from an empty cup anymore. You need to regenerate. You need somebody to hear you and to understand where you are on that particular part of the pathway. Begin to think as a group. I think that's really important for us at the moment, to begin thinking as a unit. Doesn't matter if we're cohesive and organised and everything's kind of operating and oiled and slick at the moment. That's for the future, when we start actually building the infrastructures that we are going to be having together, away from what we are becoming extremely uncomfortable with, which is the pressure of the matrix, the dancing circus act, the clown show that we see, the continual fear parade that is constantly kind of blarting out this information that is designed to press your survival buttons. We just aren't resonating with this anymore. It's as simple as that. We don't have to kind of like pack our bags and shout loudly at them and then slam the door on the way out kind of thing, like bye matrix kind of thing. We just leave quietly. We just carry on about our business at a higher frequency, doing the things that we love to do, and that's how we move onwards. So start thinking. Maybe if you are feeling alone, maybe you know, like you've got that whole kind of lone wolf light worker thing going on, start looking at why that is and thinking about how you could work more cohesively, even with just interpersonal connections with other people. Maybe it's trust keeping you from making these connections, and that's very understandable because there is also a lot of distortion in the spiritual field. There's a lot of people out there that are or have been saying one thing and being another, and we have all now got the capacity very accurately to be able to discern who's right, who's wrong, what's right for us, and most importantly what we should be and who we should be connecting with. So there's things that I believe and feel that we need to work through. Shadow stuff, of course, about re-establishing the trust and the beauty of heart-centered friendship and community. That I feel is such a strong vibration for this year. It's going to be lovely. Anyway, I've got work to do. Tonight I'm with the wonderful Louise Altorn online at 7 p.m. UK time, and we are going to be working on really igniting that light within you. So come along and join us at 7 p.m. UK time. If you've already signed up, we're looking forward to seeing you there, and if not, I'll put the details of our event underneath this video. And Lavisa and I are kind of like, we're piggybacking the portal dates at the moment as much as possible, so there will be more of these in the future too. Sending you all so much love. Bye for now.